in his Saturday headlines segment this past weekend, Elliotte Friedman suggested some teams were looking at reuniting these Schenn brothers on the same team. Should the Leafs look into that, in your opinion?
I just can't.
You love this.
I can't for the life of me think of a general manager that would, any of them that would be like, we're really interested in reuniting the Schenn brothers. Like, what the hell would they care? Like, they're looking at making their team better and adding, if it happens to be the two brothers, fine, but we're really interested in getting them back together, like as if that's like a cool story. They would like, I don't see it. Interesting. Not saying they couldn't go to the same team, but I do not see a GM having that being a priority of getting them back together. Like, what the hell does he care? He's not in the business of having neat headlines that Sportsnet, you know what I mean? It's just kind of odd thing to say. Anyways, both players could be used by the Toronto Maple Leafs. A right-handed defenseman who's familiar with the market, who's had success playing with Morgan Riley. That would be a good story. And then, Brayden Schenn, he's got the pedigree, he's got the experience, he's got the Stanley Cup. Centerman who plays with grit, who plays hard, who understands what it takes to go on a playoff run. I think it'd be fantastic. Again, what do you need to do to get those players on your roster? Think it would be tough.
Certainly in the money aspect, again, every conversation we have over the next few weeks will be stemmed around the salary cap and what happens with it. But Brayden Schenn, after this one, has 3 years left at $6.5 million per season. Luke Schenn, 1 year left at $2.75 million per season. If you had to pick one, if you had the chance to pick up one of the two, who are you grabbing?
Oh, you can't do that to me.
Yes, I can.
I can't. Honestly, if I was leaning towards one or the other, I would say,
I think it's Luke.
I think I was gonna say Brayden because he's just younger and like that depth piece. And it seems like when we get into the playoffs, if Mitch and Willie or Austin don't take off, the way like they have sometimes, it's like, where are they? We need you to score that big goal. They don't. I think he could be a guy that facilitates that and keeps the wheels going while those guys figure their shit out. But I like the depth that would bring to the forward, but I like the depth it would bring to the D too. I think tough one. I can't pick. You pick Luke, I pick Brayden, I guess.
No, it's fair. And if you bring in Brayden, like, I think there's marginal concern from my standpoint, like the miles, how heavy he plays. And then, like, I think there's a strong possibility John Tavares is re-signed, I'll say. So what's your center ice position look like? Can Brayden Schenn be a 2C? If you think Tavares is going to be a winger at some point in time over the next couple of years, how does that slot? Because then that gets to a point where you get to a convo about your third line in a year from now, and it has two aging guys in Brayden Schenn and John Tavares on it,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of thinking more about this season. You kind of talk about after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm not as worried about after the fact. I mean, the cap is going up. We'll see what happens with Mitch, and John is going to take quite a haircut. You're going to have room to work with, and it's not going to be this dire situation with the cap in next year and the year after. It's this year. Are you making a run right now, or is this the time, or is anyone even thinking that? And when I think of Brayden coming to the team, I think about in the playoffs this year. What does that look like? How good can this team get now for a run today? And that's kind of my concern, dealing with the depth and the shuffle and where everyone fits for years after. I'm kind of waiting for the summer for that, to be honest. But I know that's a potential. It's just like, nothing's perfect. You can't get a whole bunch of studs with a ton of experience who play heavy, who are only 24. Like, it doesn't work like that. What's good about Brayden? Experience, plays heavy, and then you just kind of made that seem like, oh, well, that means he's old and he's prone to get injured. Like, fuck, you can't have it all, right? I look at the positives in a guy like him.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.